Hello. Hi, friends. I hope you all are doing right. I'm doing good as well, by God's grace, and I hope you're doing well too. Well, first of all, I would like to check on you. Yes, I don't know when you'll be watching this. I don't know when. Some of you, forgive me. Some of you will watch this maybe tonight, some later, but how are you doing? I take so much, I take so much pleasure and pride in knowing how people are doing because that's what I would love for people to do for me. So, how are you? I know some of you don't even know me, but listen, I hope life is treating you well. Okay? I hope life is good to you, and I hope life is being merciful to you. It's been a minute since I've been here, but I'm so happy actually to be here. The thing is, this week is my finals. Yes, this week is my final. It has been a minute actually. Things, summer classes is just so much, just so much. But I'm completely done this week. Yes, I'm done this week actually, and I am actually celebrating an end season or the end of a season. I'm celebrating the end of a season. Hey, you know, the journey people starts. They go to school full time for 2 years and it's done. Hey, you don't want to know how long I've stayed here until I'm now done, being done. You don't want to know how long. But you see, it's not even the diploma or the degree that is the big deal for me. It's the journey. So I've decided not to wear my glasses. I'm intentionally. Since I started wearing glasses in 2008, started wearing glasses 2008, and I've never gone a day without it. So I'm intentionally. I struggle at times, but I'm intentionally trying to enjoy my eyes without glasses. So tonight is not even about the degree or anything. It's about what it took for me to make it here. So I'm going to talk about courage. I know you know the definition of courage. I know you have experienced courage. I know you have seen people held on to courage through stuff, through things. I know you know what courage is. But I am going to talk to you about courage from where I am sitting. Yeah. I'm going to talk to you about courage from my lenses. You see, I am the third in line for my dad. I actually do have an elder brother, elder sister, and then I'm the third for my daddy. He loved me dearly. And then I am the firstborn for my mom. I am the firstborn. And that she loved me dearly as well. But with that comes responsibilities, leadership, no room for mistakes. That was then, not anymore. That was then. But you see, there's one thing I promised to myself a couple of years ago when I came to America. First of all, some of you have already heard my video on here, some of my videos on here, and you might not know all the stories, but at least you have a little gist on the fact that I got married when I wasn't ready for marriage. And part of that was that I was in school. You know, I was in school, I was enjoying school. So when I say I wasn't ready for marriage, it's because I didn't even know what it is. You have to know boys or men. You have to know how their brain function. You have to know a little about boys. I didn't know anything. I still don't know much. It's crazy, right? I still don't know much. Yeah. But I was just so oblivious, completely 000. That's one side of it. And the other side of it was that I was just in love with my education. I didn't want to be anybody's wife. I wanted to be married eventually in life, but not at the time I got married. So early in life, I didn't want that, you know. And being an independent thinker, we didn't make it any easier either. But hey, I got married, and one thing that was promised to me at the time was that no, when you come, you go to school, you continue your education, because obviously I made it clear, and it was well known that education for me was like my little egg. And I came, and hey, you came here because you're a wife, you know. So I came in August, and by October I was already pregnant, because like I said, I didn't know about anything. I actually got married as a virgin. And so my very first experiences became my pregnancy. Yeah. So journey back to school was like a dream. It became a dream. And as soon as I had my son, I went back to night English classes. And that wasn't enough, because I always felt like I didn't belong there. And thank God, we had someone came and visit, and the person was like, no, you should not be here, you should go to college. You should transfer your whatever, so you go to college, right? So that's how I was taken out of the night classes, night English classes, and went to the community college. So even though I went to the community college, remember I came in the marriage not wanting to be in the marriage in the first place, and many other reasons. The marriage did not work, and I just exited. And by the time I was exiting my marriage, my son was 2, turning 3 actually. He was turning 3 when I walked away. My son just turned 11 actually this week. You know what? I was working at Walmart. I started working at Walmart, and it wasn't enough, because I forgot what was the thing at the time, because I was still applying for my citizenship at the time. So, but I didn't want to wait for that. So being in college, taking one class at a time, because I was working, and I was a full-time mom. I was a full-time mom, a wife. I registered, I did all of that when I was still in my marriage. Maybe let's say the last couple of months, I started doing all those things to figure out the community college, everything else. But one thing I did for myself while in the marriage was that I went on to take accelerated classes to be a dental assistant, gone for the exam, and by the end of my exam, I was hired. I was referred by the teacher, and I was hired. So at some point, I had 2 jobs at some point. I was working at Walmart and then working as a dental assistant, and was still trying my way to continue with my classes as well at the community college. And at some point I knew that it was too much because I had a son as well that was growing, so I stopped the community college. Right at the beginning I stopped, focused on just the dental classes, which I was taking nights. It was night classes that I was taking, and by the time I was done with that, things became clear that I was moving on. And when I moved on, remember, life became harder because now this time I was on my own. And listen, at the time, the person I was married to, even by the time we went our separate ways, he left for a long period of time, like some months. And those beginnings was just me and my son, between the daycare, my jobs, and the daycare and everything. Life was hard. But one thing I know is this. I promised to myself that me, Esther, I am going to continue this education. So let me tell you this. So I was in, let's say 12th grade, finished, and I didn't pass the state exam. Then I was married. So when I came here, without the actual diploma, even if you take the exam without the actual diploma, it's not what like. So when I was in the night classes, my level was higher, but I didn't have the diploma. So I went back to the community college, and I pay for my classes. I pay for 30 college credit. I took psychology, so I pay for 30 college credits to get my high school diploma because I didn't want to take a GED. So I pay for 30 college credit out of pocket. And after that, I started applying for financial aid. And then many times, divorce is not easy. Being in America without my family, everybody trying to heal from the reality of divorce is hard. Me trying to be a mom, learning on the job of motherhood was not easy either. So emotionally, psychologically, physiologically, in many ways, courage. You know what I call courage? If you don't know courage, you grow courage. You grow tough skin. But you have to want it to get it. So what happened was, I was so, the upset that I had back home when I was in school and this marriage thing came. I don't really like diving into the marriage part. But the upset that I had me so sad, so upset, locked up with all these emotions. And I remember at the time I would always go to the park. We had a park here. We still have that park that I would go to and cry to God and cry to God and cry to God. And I remember one specific day I went there and I said, God, I don't know how long it's going to take, but guess what? I'm going to this college. I'm going to finish this study school and get this diploma from this Pennsylvania, whatever, education, Department of Education. And then I'll have my associate degree. Having the 30 credit took me a minute because I had to pay out of pockets. But I did, and I got it. And then I started applying for financial aid. But let me tell you that storms come in different colors. I've met storms, colors and colors of storms, and what it means to be alone in the storm. I've experienced it. I met physical storms and I met spiritual storms. But I'm here today. I took at least 2 to 3 years off. Yes, you have to have the mental space to study. Emotionally, you have to be stable to study. So when it was too much, I won't take classes. In all this, I was only in school full time in 2020 through COVID, at some point through COVID, just for 1 semester. So I'm going to tell you this, that it took me a long time and I'm now done. Yeah. And now I am critically thinking about what to move on with as far as my studies. I have to be very strategic. That's just aside. And now let me talk to you about courage. I know I have many people that I talk to personally, many young ladies that are far away from home. Your stories are different from my story, but you're also far from home. Some of you are firstborns. Yes, you are girls and you are the firstborn, and you are the breadwinner. You are the big girl of the family. Some of your responsibility is so big. It's so big that I can't even compare to your journey. And I'm saying, you're rocking. You're doing things that the average person cannot do. But listen, all it takes is the willpower. Yes. Your willpower, wanting it so bad. It doesn't matter when you end. You are far from home after all. You are not at home. I remember there were days that I cried myself to sleep. I still do that some days. Not out of pain. Sometimes when I want something and I work for it and I get it, I cry to bed. I cry. I will be here and I'll soak. But do you know what this teaches me? That I can do many things. That I can do everything, anything I want to do. Because this for me is like being in a desert alone and figuring out how to get water, how to get food, everything. So I'm saying this to that person out there, to you that is out there, to some of you that I talk to some of you that I've never talked to. Keep going. Just keep going. Education is very, very important. And if that's what you want, don't give up. Take 1 class at a time. I did. I took 1 class at a time. Like I just said, I only was in school full time for 1 season, and that's because of COVID. So take 1 class at a time. Be out of school or take a break if that's what you need. You don't compare your journey to anybody's journey. This is just you and your journey. This is you and your story. You tell your story. And you are the main character in your story. Trust me. One thing I know is the Bible said, one thing God has promised to us is, I will be with you. When you go to the waters, I will be with you. To the fires, I will be with you. He promised that. Many times I said, I've been here and I did it alone. I did not actually do it all alone. I did it with God by my side. So having God by your side is very, very important. People will come along, trust me. God will call people. That's how I see it. I see life as people. God bring people. That's why I don't want to be saying things, but I don't break down and die when people leave my life. I see like God brought you, your season is done and you're out. Those who are supposed to stay for long, they will stay. But trust me that in your journey, God will call people intentionally to walk by your side. And some of you, you and I are walking by each other's side right now. So God will call people to walk by your side, hold on to them, cherish them, love on them, and be grateful to God for bringing them. Make use of the people, make use of the blessing of having the people in your life. And go on, girl. Go on and embrace life. So today, I'm here to say, I'm closing by saying that, what is courage? What is really courage? Courage is not giving up. Courage is taking a break, but continuing your course. Courage is taking a breather, but knowing that you will take a breather and you get back on your course. Courage is knowing that it's okay to cry along the journey, but get back on course. Courage is telling yourself that no matter how it is, you will make it. As long as you have the willpower and God is by your side, you will. Courage is knowing that this journey does not have to be perfect. Courage is knowing that you're not different from people that are making it. Courage is knowing that this season also will pass. And you will end when you're done. You'll be done when you're done. You don't have to be done on anybody else's schedule. Thank you so much. And don't forget to write your plans, the journey you're on. I have many, many journals. Yeah, I am a diary kind of girl. So you will, and you can and you will. So to all those people that are figuring it out, I'm sending you my love and my kisses. Thank you so much. Thank you, and see you soon.